Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into a rather peculiar chapter of history that proves fashion can be just as dangerous as it is fabulous. Picture this. It's the 16th century, a time when Europe was bustling with art, exploration, and of course, some truly outrageous fashion trends. Among these trends was the infamous puff and slouch style, characterized by oversized sleeves and extravagant ruffs that could practically double as parachutes. But hold on to your hats. This wasn't just a case of bad taste. It nearly led to disaster. As nobles strutted around in their voluminous garments, they were blissfully unaware that their fashion choices were about to create a perfect storm of chaos. You see, these extravagant outfits weren't just for show. They were often made from highly flammable materials. Imagine a ballroom filled with elegantly dressed aristocrats, twirling and dancing, while the flickering candlelight cast a warm glow. Sounds romantic, right? Well, it was also a recipe for disaster. In this video, we'll explore how this seemingly harmless fashion trend sparked a series of unexpected consequences, including fires that could turn a lavish soiree into a scene from a horror movie. So, grab your favorite drink, sit back, and prepare to be entertained as we unravel the wild world of 16th century fashion. Who knew that looking good could come with such fiery risks? Let's get started. The rise of fashion in the 16th century. In the 16th century, fashion in Europe underwent a remarkable transformation, evolving from mere practicality to a powerful symbol of status and power. This era marked the rise of the wealthy elite, who used clothing as a means to showcase their affluence and social standing. The more extravagant the outfit, the higher the status it conveyed. Think of it as the original Instagram, where a lavish wardrobe could earn you likes and admiration, but in this case, it could also secure your place in the upper echelons of society. Key figures like Queen Elizabeth Borey of England and King Francis I of France played pivotal roles in shaping fashion trends. Elizabeth, with her iconic ruffs and rich fabrics, became a trendsetter whose style was emulated across the continent. Meanwhile, the French court, known for its opulence, was a hotbed of fashion innovation, influencing styles that would ripple through Europe. Cities like Florence and Antwerp emerged as fashion capitals, where skilled artisans crafted garments that were not just clothing but works of art. However, this obsession with extravagant styles didn't just stay confined to the upper class. It sparked societal changes as the lower classes began to mimic the fashions of the elite, leading to a burgeoning market for textiles and accessories. This democratization of fashion created a culture where appearance mattered more than ever, setting the stage for future trends and societal norms. So, as we delve deeper into this fascinating period, prepare to discover how fashion not only adorned bodies, but also shaped the very fabric of society itself. The trend that took Europe by storm. The 16th century, a time of grand balls, lavish feasts, and a fashion trend that would make even the most daring modern designers raise an eyebrow. Enter the puff and slouch style, a trend that took Europe by storm and left a trail of chaos in its wake. Imagine nobles parading around in sleeves so oversized they could double as flotation devices. Yes, these extravagant garments were all the rage among the elite, who believed that the more fabric you wore, the more important you appeared. It was like a game of who can wear the most ridiculous outfit, and trust us, the stakes were high. As word spread about this flamboyant fashion, it quickly became a must-have across different regions. From the courts of France to the palaces of England, everyone wanted to get in on the action. Tailors were working overtime, churning out these voluminous garments faster than you could say, fashion faux pas. It was a frenzy that turned the streets into a veritable runway, with nobles bumping into each other and their surroundings, all while trying to maintain an air of elegance. But let's be real, this trend was absurd. Picture a ballroom filled with elegantly dressed aristocrats, their sleeves flapping like the wings of a flock of confused geese. And don't even get us started on the fire hazards. With all that fabric and the flickering candlelight, it was only a matter of time before someone's outfit became the life of the party in a way they never intended. So, buckle up as we explore how this outrageous trend not only defined an era, but also nearly set Europe ablaze. Literally, the consequences of excess. While the puff and slouch trend may have dazzled the eyes of the elite, it also cast a long shadow over society and the economy. As nobles flaunted their extravagant outfits, the financial strain on individuals and families became increasingly apparent. Imagine a family of modest means trying to keep up with the latest fashion craze, spending their entire savings on a single ruffled collar that could rival a small tent. It's no wonder that many found themselves in dire straits, all in the name of looking fabulous. This obsession with fashion didn't just affect wallets, it also sparked social unrest. As the gap between the wealthy and the poor widened, resentment brewed among the lower classes. Picture a group of peasants eyeing a noblewoman in her ostentatious gown, muttering about how they could barely afford bread while she was draped in silk. The streets became a hotbed of discontent, with fashion becoming a symbol of inequality rather than elegance. And let's not forget the fashion mishaps that accompanied this trend. There are tales of nobles getting stuck in doorways, their oversized sleeves wedged tight, while onlookers burst into laughter. One particularly unfortunate gentleman reportedly set his sleeve on fire while trying to impress a lady at a ball, turning a romantic moment into a comedic disaster. These anecdotes serve as a reminder that while fashion can elevate one's status, it can also lead to some rather embarrassing and dangerous situations. So, as we delve deeper into the consequences of this extravagant trend, prepare to see how the pursuit of style turned into a cautionary tale for all of Europe. Fashion versus function, a historical debate. In the 16th century, the clash between fashion and practicality was a hot topic, much like the eternal debate over whether to wear stylish shoes or comfortable ones. As the elite donned their extravagant garments, daily life and work were often thrown into disarray. Imagine trying to navigate a bustling marketplace in a gown with sleeves so voluminous that you could accidentally knock over an entire stall of produce. It's safe to say that practicality took a backseat to style, leaving many to wonder if looking good was worth the hassle. This tension between style and functionality was palpable. While the upper class reveled in their elaborate outfits, the working class had to contend with clothing that was far more practical. Picture a farmer trying to plow a field in a ruffled shirt. Talk about a recipe for disaster. The absurdity of it all highlights how fashion choices could hinder daily tasks, making even the simplest activities feel like a chore. Fast forward to today, and we can see similar parallels. Think about the struggle of wearing high heels to a wedding. Sure, they look great, but good luck dancing the night away without feeling like you're walking on stilts. Just like in the 16th century, we often find ourselves torn between wanting to look fabulous and needing to be comfortable. As we explore this historical debate, we'll uncover how the pursuit of fashion not only shaped individual lives, but also influenced societal norms. So, get ready to dive into a world where style often clashed with common sense, leaving us to ponder, is it really worth it to sacrifice comfort for the sake of looking good? The aftermath. Lessons learned. As we look back on the chaotic whirlwind of the puff and slouch trend, it's clear that this fashion phenomenon left a lasting mark on European society. The aftermath of this extravagant style not only shaped future fashion trends, but also sparked a critical reevaluation of what it meant to dress well. In the years that followed, designers began to prioritize practicality alongside aesthetics, leading to a more balanced approach to fashion. Gone were the days of sleeves that could double as sails. Instead, a new wave of styles emerged that embraced both elegance and functionality. This shift also reflected an evolution in societal values regarding fashion. The obsession with ostentation began to wane, giving way to a more understated elegance that celebrated craftsmanship over sheer volume. People started to recognize that fashion could be a form of self-expression without the need for excessive extravagance. This change laid the groundwork for future movements, where simplicity and sustainability would take center stage. Now, as we navigate the complexities of modern fashion, it's essential to think critically about our choices. Are we still caught in the cycle of chasing trends that prioritize appearance over practicality? With fast fashion dominating the market, we must ask ourselves, what lessons can we learn from the past? As we reflect on the long-term implications of the 16th century fashion frenzy, let's consider how we can embrace styles that not only look good, but also feel good and do good for our planet. So, join us as we explore how history can inform our present and inspire a more thoughtful approach to fashion in the future. Conclusion. As we wrap up our exploration of the 16th century fashion trend that nearly set Europe ablaze, it's hard not to chuckle at the absurdity of it all. From the extravagant puff and slouch styles that turned noble gatherings into chaotic spectacles, to the financial strain and social unrest that followed, this era serves as a fascinating reminder of how fashion can influence society in unexpected ways. We've seen how the pursuit of style often clashed with practicality, leading to some truly hilarious mishaps and a reevaluation of what it means to dress well. Key takeaways from our journey include the importance of balancing fashion with functionality and recognizing the societal implications of our clothing choices. The lessons learned from this flamboyant period encourage us to think critically about modern fashion trends and their impact on our lives and the environment. After all, history has a way of repeating itself, and it's up to us to ensure that we're making thoughtful choices in our wardrobes. If you enjoyed this dive into the past and want to keep the conversation going, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel for more intriguing historical insights. Don't forget to like this video and share it with friends who might appreciate a good laugh about the quirks of fashion history. Your engagement helps us bring more entertaining and informative content to you. So, let's keep exploring the fascinating world of fashion together, and who knows what other absurdities we'll uncover next.